The South African Waste Pickers Association says it will embark on a protest against the City of Johannesburg's plans to set up a waste incinerator. The union says this threatens the livelihoods of thousands of waste pickers, labeling the move as a false and unjust solution. Rico Euripidou is GroundWork's campaign coordinator and joins us now for more. A very good afternoon to you, Yuri. Thanks very much for your time. But are the outside of, we're going to talk in a while about the reasons you are objecting to this, but are health concerns part of your issues?
Good afternoon to you, Voya, and to the viewers. Absolutely, 100%. Health is a key issue for any planned municipal waste incinerator. In Gauteng, we already have an air pollution problem. Gauteng is adjacent to the Highveld air quality priority area and also the Vaal Triangle priority area. And these priority areas were declared by government as such because the air quality in them regularly exceeds our ambient air quality standards. So Gauteng is known for having poor air quality, and having an additional big industrial facility like a big municipal waste incinerator will only add to that problem. In addition to the problem of toxic ash that needs to be disposed, persistent organic pollutants that come out the smokestack, we all know that in municipal waste, you can find anything. You can find lead batteries, you can find toxins like cadmium. So anything that gets incinerated normally comes out of the smokestack if it's not controlled in a very careful way.
Presumably, I mean, with things like these, there would have been a public consultation process, wouldn't there have been?
There was a public consultation, somewhat of a public consultation process. There was an EIA process. But what the City of Johannesburg did is it applied for an integrated environmental authorization. So it had good elements to it. Those good elements are building a facility such as a materials recovery facility, an MRF. And that's good because what it does is it looks to take the valuable recyclable elements out of the waste stream. But to couple that with the bad option is not good. And that's what the waste pickers are objecting against. There are an estimated 20,000 waste pickers that operate in Gauteng every day. These are the people that you see on the streets that go through our waste, that collect most of the post-consumer packaging material, and their livelihoods will be seriously undermined and affected. So the City of Johannesburg needs to think very carefully about what signals it puts out there to the people who are doing the actual waste recycling, because nobody else is doing the waste recycling. It's waste pickers that are doing the majority of the work for us, and they do it for nothing.
Do you believe that the people who took the decision did so deliberately and they willfully withheld or ignored information that would have meant that this project doesn't get off the ground?
So again, it's interesting. This proposed project is, it hasn't been defined yet. So what they applied for was a broad authorization, a broad permission from national government in the event that they build such a facility. Now, these facilities cost many, many millions of US dollars, not South African rands, in the region of 500-600 million US dollars. And what they also do is they lock in your city into a 25-year agreement. All the waste that gets produced for the next 25 years has to be burnt in this incinerator. Otherwise, you pay penalties. So that's the kind of deal that comes with this waste management option. But because the City of Johannesburg haven't defined what that deal looks like, nobody in the public can make an informed decision. We can't say, yes, this is a good idea, because we don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars we're going to have to pay. It's going to be a taxpayer's expense. We don't know for how many years those loan agreements last. We don't know what the penalties are. We don't know how they lock us into this bad solution. Now, imagine if you are locked in to a waste management solution for the next 25 years. It doesn't give you any opportunity for innovation. It doesn't give you the opportunity to do meaningful waste reduction, to do meaningful separation at source, to do meaningful zero waste, because these incinerators are hungry. They need the volumes of waste. And remember, you pay penalties if you don't provide them with the volumes of waste. So what we don't have are the specific details of what this would look like, because the city sought a broad authorization. And that's why we're saying no. We're saying this is not a very good idea. It's gonna mean a lot of taxpayers' money. There's huge scope for corruption because it's a mega project. It will take away the livelihoods of not just hundreds of people, it'll take away the livelihoods of tens of thousands of people who are already working in Gauteng and earning a meaningful livelihood. So why not work with those people and make their lives better by giving them a better opportunity to collect more recyclables? And that's what waste pickers are saying. They're saying, give us a fair opportunity to do meaningful, dignified work, and we'll show you how we can participate in the economy. We don't want to be informal. We want to be formalized. We want to be integrated. We want the producer responsibility organizations to give us a fair share of the work that we're doing, because we are collecting all of the post-consumer packaging just about in South Africa. And they're saying, let us participate meaningfully in the economy.
Who do you think is pushing this project through?
Well, you know, it always starts with a really bad idea. You know, somebody says, we've got such a big problem with waste in our city or in our municipality. And, you know, those people always forget. Waste is a human construct. Waste is made by humans. When we take all the materials from our households and we throw it in a black bin and we mix it all up and it gets dirty and it gets smelly, it becomes waste. But before it became waste, it was materials, it was post-consumer packaging, it was newspapers and advertising pamphlets that we didn't want, it was food scraps from our kitchen, it was organic waste like peelings. If we manage that waste at source, if we think carefully about how we can separate the organics from the packaging, from the stuff that is useful for recycling, so that we can think about a circular economy in a way that recovers these materials, that prevents extraction and prevents having to remanufacture them. You know, things don't need to become waste. And that is that's the kind of creative thinking that we need. But we know big industry, we know multinational corporations, we know how they operate. They operate on a profit margin. So these ideas are always promoted by big waste companies, big multinational waste companies like Verda. And they come to government and they say, you know what, your landfill space is just about to expire in Gauteng. We have a solution for you. You don't have to take your waste to landfill anymore. You can burn it in our incinerator. Not talking about, you know, all the problems that come with incineration. They provide it as an opportunity, a silver bullet to address a problem that most municipalities, especially growing cities in our region, in Africa, experience. But that's not what we need. What we need is innovation. What we need is job creation. What we need is a waste approach, a waste solution that encourages job growth, encourages innovation, encourages circularity. And all of that can be found in a zero waste solution. And that's what waste pickers do. They are providing us with a window of opportunity, and they're showing us what a zero waste approach to waste management could look like. But only if we give them the chance, only if we put in place good upstream interventions, if we implement government's guidelines, which are for integration of waste pickers. Already government has encouraged that. Government recognizes waste pickers, recognizes the important role that they play. Government recognizes that we need more circularity in our economic streams. Government recognizes we need job creation. All of this provides us with a unique opportunity to meet all of those challenges. And that's what waste pickers want. And that's what waste pickers are saying. They're saying, give us the opportunity for dignified work. Give us good workplaces, in the municipalities. Let's think creatively. So if households separate their waste at source into the recyclables, into the organics, how can we add value to those waste streams? How can we do composting, inner city composting? And GroundWork and SALPA and its partners have already started to do this. We've already started to think about what these innovative approaches to waste that create jobs, provide dignified employment, what they look like. And already we're starting to work with municipalities in that respect.
Quick last one. What form is your protest going to take and when?
So it's a peaceful protest. Waste pickers are coming from all 9 provinces of the country. They're going to be about 120 waste pickers, including waste pickers from Kenya who are in South Africa on a solidarity visit. We are going to march from the Johannesburg Market Theatre, and we are going to march to the Johannesburg local government buildings, and we're going to hand over a memorandum. The memorandum is directed at our Minister of Environment, new Minister, the Honourable Dr. George, and also the Ministers of Trade and Finance and Industry. And in the memorandum, waste pickers are going to outline what their contribution is to the waste economy, what their demands are. Importantly, they're going to demand that the PRO Alliance, this is the alliance of extended producer responsibility organizations who are mandated by law to have in place plans for collecting their post-consumer waste. It's going to be a demand on the PRO Alliance to give waste pickers their share of the work that they're doing in collecting all the post-consumer packaging that is mandated by law for them to collect. In South Africa, over 80% of all post-consumer packaging and materials is collected by waste pickers. So waste pickers are providing a service to society, to big business. They are helping big business meet the requirements of the law in terms of the Waste Act, and waste pickers are simply demanding a fair share of the work for the work that they do.
Rico Euripidou, thanks very much for your time.